Hi, it's Sheila from She's a Sassy Lady, and today I'm making a sympathy card. Remember how I've been saying, oh, I need to make more cards for my stash. I need to make more sympathy cards because I just hate making them at the last minute when something actually happens. Well, of course, now here we are. I need it. I'm very fortunate, though, in the fact that I had, at the card party that we were just at, Abby made a card, and I said at the card party that this would make a perfect sympathy card, and I'm going to recreate it a little bit. Now, you need to know I do not have spellbinders, the actual cutout that she used, and so what I did is I used my Elegant Edges cart and just pulled this one out. I happen to like this little design, and so I pulled this out, and I'm using gray because this is kind of the gray in the background here, and so I'm using gray to use. It's actually gray wool, excuse me, by Close to My Heart, the gray wool. Okay, and I'm using that, using my daubers. I love my daubers, and I want to give a heads up again to Ian at the Newbie Crafter. He's the one that came up with this idea, and he's actually got somewhere on his website, and I you know what, one of these days I'm just going to get a copy of it and put it on mine so I can give it away every time because he was kind enough to offer this up. And look at that, isn't that just too cool? And scrapbook.com or Scrapbook Pal, one of the two has those, and I don't remember which one. At any rate, I borrowed, this is the card. I'm scraplifting, card lifting from Abby at the card party. Abby made this card. Now, isn't this gorgeous? And I called up and I talked to her mom. Her mom is my friend. And I said, I need to borrow that stamp. It's just wonderful. And this is perfect. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm going to go something similar but not identical because, again, it's I don't have the same components. Now, she used a Spellbinders die cut right here. And I used, like I was telling you, Elegant Edges, which was fine because with Elegant Edges, I was able to cut 9 at one time using, and you could use your Gypsy or you can use the Cricut Craft Room, whichever one is better for you. And I'm using 2 different stamp sets. I'm using the Close to My Heart Card Chatter Sympathy, and I'm going to put on there just a little prayer that God will keep you in His care because I love that. And that I'm going to use that on the inside of the card. But on the front of the card, Stamps of Life just came out with a new stamp set, and it's called Sign 4 Words. And I'm going to use the With Sympathy, and I'm going to stamp that on the front, and then I'll put flowers on this side of the card to make it a little bit different. And I'm not going to run the ribbon because I'm too lazy. I could tell you otherwise, but I just don't feel like it today. It's my day off, and I've been running around all morning, and so I have to make this card for this friend, and so I just want to get the card done properly. And you know what, here's the stamp. This is a recollection stamp, and it's beautiful. I'm going to have to get this because being a Christian, I use lots of and I like to stamp first before I need something to stamp off of. I'll use on the back of this card. This is Close to My Heart paper that I'm using, of course. And that's a beautiful stamp, and that came out perfect. So, okay. And I hope my hair doesn't get in your way. I've been outside. It's been storming, so my hair is a mess. So, if it is, get over it. Isn't that just beautiful? And I did get a bunch of I cut out a bunch of these, and I'm going to actually make 2 cards, so I'm going to stamp again. And what I should have done is stamped ahead of time the cross and then did the And you gotta, when you stamp something, you gotta push hard on it. So it goes, and look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Love that stamp. Thank you, Anita and Abby, for letting me use it. I really, really appreciate it. Because the stamp is perfect for this card. And I want to clean their stamp off real quick. So, excuse me, but baby wipes work wonderful and for cleaning that off. So, I want to make sure that I return the stamp as nice. Although it'll probably come back well loved. Next, and while I'm talking to you, I'm going to ink the edges on this again. The only problem I have with this little thing is I can never remember which way to open. There we go. Open the silly thing. And keeping daubers is wonderful for all your different ink colors, and have one for each separate thing. It just works out great. And even if you can't, maybe you have a different company. I mean, ours and Ian set it up for Close to My Heart stamp colors. If you don't use this Close to My Heart and you're using Stampin' Up! Or Color Box or Stephanie from Stamps of Life, you're using her stamps, and I have hers too, then just make sure that you make little boxes and like that, and handwrite it in or type it in, whatever it may be. I'm not skilled enough to do that on the computer, and he did, and I'm always thankful that he shared it, and like to pass it on and tell you to go see Ian. He's in the process of moving. He's one of our sassy designers, and he's in the process of moving right now, so he's on a little bit of a leave of absence, and he will be back soon. So I think he's got 2 more months that he'll be off, basically because he's got to get situated. He's moving in another state. He's moving back to his hometown in Wisconsin. Now, I cut the card to fit on the 4 1/4, and the card opens like that, okay? So I cut that, and what I'm going to do is stamp the inside of the card, and I want to get it situated on there. I like to get my stamping done and then put everything together, because number one, if I stamp this wrong, just a little prayer, I can always go back and put a white sheet of paper in there and line it that way. That God will keep you in His care. There, like that. And it looks lined up, but we're going to get it lined up for sure. We'll get the spacing right on this, and then we'll check it out. That's what I like to do. And look, just a little prayer is right. And so is the other one. Ooh, I got lucky. Good eyeball. Okay, and then we're going to take and get that done also. And again, I like to check it out ahead of time. Put this under there. The stamping works out much better if you put it on the little, put a little something on it. If you don't have Close to My Heart stamps, like I do, and every one of the Close to My Heart stamps comes with this little cushion, and you just put it on there, and it really works out nice. But if you don't have that cushion, you can use your mouse pad. A lot of times I just grab my mouse pad, and that worked out perfect. Okay, let's get it on here. Ink it up really good. And I'm not using black. I want it subtle. That's why I picked the gray wool, because I don't want the harsh black on this. I want the colors subtle. Now, what I like about using the card in this Fiskars thing, I started using the Fiskars thing and I got used to it real quick, is that you line up your lines on here so that it goes straight. And then you can push it on, and you know that you've got it straight in the card. And I just like the lines on there. How nice is that? And I can line up along here. Just a little prayer that God will be in His care. Okay. God will keep you in His care. We've got that right. Now, and by the way, I did the usual. It's an A2 size card. And, oops, we got to take this off now. Because we got to stamp the front of the card, too. And we'll put these away in a little bit. Now I'm hoping that it shows up real nice on the front of the card because it is that gray on a color, so I'm just hoping that it'll work out just fine. And let's attach it on there real quick. And get that to the edge. And I also measured this along with Abby's so that, and it's 4 1/4 this way, and it's 3 1/4 horizontally. Okay? And then we're going to stamp right here with Sympathy in the corner, way down in the corner. Here's my Fisker stamp. I want to make sure that that's straight. And it's straight. Line it up for yourself so that you know. Now this is the first time I'm using a stamp. And I haven't got it inked up right. Unfortunately, I've put it way down in the corner there. Let's check it out. What can we run it on? Where's that little one? Here's another scrap. Here's another scrap. And let's put it on the edge that we're doing. See how it looks, because we might want to just switch to a darker with Sympathy. That seems to be doing fine. Look at that. That's not bad. That works. Okay. Put our little cushion underneath, though I'm sure it'll work a little better. That's the secret weapon. The secret weapon is that little cushion on there. Because you can get where the paper absorbs the stamp. And I know I'm chatting. I feel kind of funky today. It's rainy and it's yucky out, and I don't like rainy, yucky days on my day off. I like nice, sunny, bright, sunny days where I can spend it in my swimming pool. So again, excuse the back of my head. We're going to get this right on in the corner. Rub it on. With Sympathy. There we go. Very good. Very good. Okay. And let's take our stamp here. And you know what? We need we need, where's my everyday toolbox? We need some foam tape. Let's put a little foam tape on this to lift it up a little bit to make it look really nice. I know I'm taking a long time. I'm sorry. Abby's card's so pretty, I hope mine will be also. And let's put one right in the center so it doesn't squish down. So it's, ow, I just cut myself like a silly nut. No, I pinched myself. Hope it's just a pinch. No, there's a little bit of blood there. Can you believe it? I'm wounded on this card. I just got to keep looking because I don't want to get blood on it. Okay, now isn't that pretty? And we'll put that there like that with sympathy. Nice simple card. And let's, ooh, my poor stamp set will dry out. Let's got ink on my fingers now. Blood on one hand, ink on the other hand. Don't you love it? Let's use a few flowers. Some recollection flowers. These are great for just adding on a little bling onto your cards. And we'll just use a couple of glossy accents here. And put a few flowers here. And we'll put them on the left side over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get some on. 1, 2, 'These are a little bit close together, so they may not adhere the way I want them to. But we'll add a little more if we need to. This one has some glitter on it. 3, 5. There we go. Well, that looks cute. With sympathy. That turned out really nice, doesn't it? Here, I'll let you look at it. With sympathy. Isn't that beautiful? You know what? Let's put a little something in the center. I know she put a diamond in the center. I suppose I could too. Let's get one. Sorry. I'm reaching again. Let's put one in the center here. A little one. There we go. Okay. We'll use the glossy accents to adhere it down. There we go. And of course, do you think I can pick the silly thing up? No. Oh, I put too much glossy accents on. There we go. That'll work. Okay, one card done. Isn't that beautiful? Makes a wonderful sympathy card, doesn't it? With sympathy. Just a little prayer that God will keep you in His care. Very nice. Nice and simple. And then we can put on the back. Oh, cover this up. Cover this up. Cover this up. And handcrafted. I should have had put on this stamp better than Hallmark, right? Handcrafted by Sheila McShay with the sassy lady in the middle there. Well, here they are. They're all done. I now have 2 beautiful sympathy cards, and all because of the inspiration of Abby and this wonderful friendship card that she put together. And I thought it would make a beautiful sympathy card, and as you can see, it really does. It's simple, it's elegant, and it really means a lot to people. I know because I recently lost someone, my father and my family, and it really meant a lot to get a lot of sympathy cards. So I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you for joining us today at She's a Sassy Lady. Bye now.